So let's look at the control room monitoring. The control room monitoring has a main speaker and two alt speakers. The main speaker and the alt 1 speaker has the capability of listening up to 5.1. Alt 2 is just a stereo speaker feed or even a mono speaker feed. Now I can select between the three using the main speaker selector switch, alt 1 speakers, or alt 2 speakers. Also, there is a control room insert that just deals with inserting something across the control room speakers. This would be used for like a Dolby unit in case you wanted to hear what the encoded surround sound sounded like. Now to hear what you want to hear in the control room, there is a button that's called Control Room Source or CR Source. As I select that, in the window next to it, it brings up all of my mix buses that I want to listen to. I can also listen to all of my aux sends, any externals that I set up, which we'll talk about later. As long as I have my mix button selected, I can view all of my mix buses that are on the console. As I select 5.1 here, I can now listen to anything that's on that 5.1 bus in either my main speakers or my alt 1 speakers. If I listen to stereo, I can listen to my main, my alts, and my alt 2s, and I'll hear that stereo speaker. Now let's say you wanted to listen to an aux send. All you would have to do is come over to this window where it says aux, select that, and it lists all 16 aux sends. If these were named, you would see the names there as well. All you have to do is just select it like a regular mix bus, except now you're listening to any aux bus that you want to listen to. This is great for IFB feeds if you're using aux sends for IFB feeds, etc. To get back to your mix buses, select Mix and select 5.1 or Stereo, depending on which application you're using. So it's an easy way to listen to your aux sends or your mix buses. If you wanted to listen to all of your mix buses or all of your aux sends, you would select the word Sum. What that does is it just allows you to select everything that's on that window. So I can say I want to listen to my 5.1 and my stereo at the same time. In the window above where it says Control Room Source, that is what you're listening to. So always make sure that whatever that window says, that's actually what you're listening to in the control room. The last section in Control Room Source that I want to talk about is the external page. Externals allow me to listen to a DVD player, a CD player, an on-air feed, whatever you want to listen to that's external to the console. It's not going to go out on air. It's not going to be in on a channel. It just gives you an ability to listen to something in the control room. I can access that in the same page just by hitting Externals or EXT. I can select whatever I want to listen to, just like a mix or an aux send. And I'll be able to hear anything. So in this case, I have on-air selected. I'm actually listening to an on-air feed in the control room to make sure that everything sounds good. I can then go back to my mix feed and say, okay, now I want to listen back to my mix 5.1 mix bus. So it's an easy way for you to listen to anything that you want to hear in the control room. Mix buses, aux sends, externals. In the control room output button, you can see it brings up a page that has all of your speaker selectors. This is where I can turn on and off all my speakers. So if you have a 5.1 setup, you can turn off any of the speakers that you'd like. Most of the time in broadcast applications, for the time being, you're going to have a stereo feed. So basically, you can turn off the center and all the other surround speakers. Just leave the left and right on. The other things that are in this page are left and right phase. So if you wanted to check the phase between your speakers, you could actually slip that button on. It'll show you that the left and right phase is on, and you can check the phase of your speakers. Most of the time engineering will do this, but if you wanted to try it, you can. Also above that is the dim. Now what the dim does, it allows you to set a level so that when you hit dim on the main control room monitor pot, you can dim the control room by 10 dB or 15 dB. It depends up to you. So in other words, if you have a phone call in the control room, somebody calls you, you can hit dim, talk, then hit undim, and you're ready to go. Another monitoring feature of the console are 4 external monitor feeds that you can feed out anywhere you'd like. They're set up on the upper part of the 401 section. They're listed as Monitor A, Monitor B, Monitor C, and Monitor D. To access these, all I have to do is select Monitor A source. The same kind of page comes up as if in the control room source page. I can listen to my mix buses, my aux buses, or my externals. What you're going to do then is assign one of those to that monitor A source. So let's say that this monitor A source is going into a video control room. I want them to hear the same thing I'm listening to, so I'm going to say 5.1. Now I know that I'm listening to that 5.1 bus in that monitor source because it's in that window right there. All I have to do now is turn that up and make sure that it's on. You can tell that it's on by the little blue light inside the center of the knob. If that's not on, it means that you're not feeding out your 5.1 monitor. So just make sure that those are on. Again, I can select anything I want, either an aux send, an external, or a mix bus to any one of those 4 monitors. In addition to that, monitor A is a full 7.1 monitor bus. So if I wanted to send another 5.1 bus out to either the video control room or anywhere in the complex, I could do that. Monitor B, C, and D are all stereos.